Before your next photo shoot, try this. I uploaded a reference image to Adobe Firefly Boards, the sponsor of today's video, and also a reference image of a location that I like to go and shoot in, and actually merged those and came up with some new ideas for a photo shoot in that location. Let's dive in and take a look at Adobe Firefly Boards and how we can plan out a photo shoot even before we actually pick up the camera. Let's dive in and take a look. So we're starting off in Adobe Firefly Boards, and I've uploaded a couple of reference images, or a few reference images of myself wearing an outfit that I want to go and do this photo shoot in, or this idea of a photo shoot. And what I had, like, this photo was me taking a picture of myself when back in Adobe Max in LA last year. And I thought what would be really cool would be to take that kind of like outfit and wonder what it would look like in this location that I like to go and shoot in. So I kind of like thought to myself, well, what I can do first is I use this kind of like prompt here to take my images, keep the same kind of like image as myself and everything else like that, but I wanted to put myself in front of this old barn idea that I had with a tin roof and kind of like a gravel yard, and also to have it like an 85mm, and kind of like start playing about with like different lens types to see what kind of like shots we will actually get in there. And then this is kind of like what we got. So I tried two different partner models. We've got Nano Banana and also Image Firefly. And we can see here, for me, the facial features never look like me. I mean, these just don't look like me, in my opinion. You might think differently because I see myself differently. But Image Firefly 5 also gave us some really interesting ones. They kept in the phone on this one. But like, I thought this is a really good idea, but this isn't the location that I normally go and shoot in. So I thought, what about if we upload an image or some images from that location where I've got like no models there or anything else like that? What if we actually went and took some photos of that, or grabbed some photos that I've already got of that and added those in there? So that's where we then came up, and that's where we've got this. So again, using the same picture of me, I wanted to kind of like get an idea of some of the photo shoots. So this here is the old barn that I like to go and shoot at. For me, it's just a really cool location and gives that kind of like rural feel. And then what I've done is I've used this prompt here saying, using the same man. So if I load the prompt in a moment for you, but it'll be using me, the same man, in the reference image. We want to add myself to the same weathered barn location, but I wanted it to give me 6 different photo shoot poses and ideas of things that I could actually do in that location. So I could even, like, because it's myself, I could even hand that camera to somebody else and then give them the idea of, I want you to take a picture of me and I want it to look like this, I want it to be framed like this, and I want this in the background. And I can set the camera up, just hand it to them and let them be able to then take that shot for me. That's kind of like the idea of this, is kind of like I can then be the creative director against myself, or for myself, if you like. So we've got a mix-up of, I wanted a mix-up of close-up shots and full body shots, using short, mid-range, some candid, some relaxed, some fun and dynamic, natural light, and real photography only. And some of these results were interesting. So I really kind of like the idea of like the portrait kind of pose here, kind of like using the body shot upwards. We've got the full body length against the background. Might, again, on location, bring the model forwards a little bit to kind of like blur out that background. But I also do like that it's actually kept the same image here. There's a couple of these that I wasn't quite sure about, like this one here looked a little bit strange. Also, this one down in the bottom left-hand corner here makes me look like I'm a big chicken, kind of like popping out, kind of like. So that one was a little bit strange. Again, like I liked the kind of like, you know, the headshot of these. This one I probably wouldn't be running into the door, but I would probably turn the model around or turn myself around, and kind of like, it's about capturing the dynamic of that kind of like photo shoot. Again, we've got like against the background, we've got a couple of funny poses. Obviously the glasses pose, it's classic pose. Then if I was able to kind of like go inside the barn on this one, I can't kind of like get into the barn. Obviously the sign says keep out, but you know, this one would be really good with the lighting in there, or if there was a place where we could actually open the barn, but it still gives the kind of like feeling as to like what we could actually do on location. And again, we've got us against the actual location here and a couple of different ideas. So it kind of like started helping me plan out what I would actually do on location, and it's actually kept the same outfit. If I just bring in the actual outfit of me, so I'm going to copy that down here, so you can see here that it's actually kept the same outfit. Oops. So it's kept the same outfit. So I've got the same colour shirt on, the same jeans, the same trainers, everything else like that is all the same. So that was Nano Banana. And then we went with FLUX 2. And these images, I mean, you know, it added a few pounds to me on this one. And also a couple of the images were a little bit strange and funny, kind of like giving us an idea as to what we might want to do. I kind of like preferred the ones up on Nano Banana. There was this one from Runway Gen 4 that I kind of liked the look of. If we could get the lighting with the stone wall behind, that was quite a nice shot idea. And then again, I tried image 5, Firefly image 5, and it actually put me inside the barn on this one. So we've got all of these of me actually inside of the barn rather than being outside of the barn. So for kind of like planning a location, for me, Nano Banana 2 was the option that I would use for this. But using AI and using those reference images and model images that we might have of ourselves or an outfit idea, we can start to actually plan an actual photo shoot on an actual location that we might have scouted and think about what we might want to be able to shoot in that location. I thought this was a really good idea for the use of Firefly boards and using AI to generate those ideas as an ideation process. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and hopefully you found this useful. If you've got any questions, drop them down in the comments section. And until next time, thank you very much, and bye for now.